Put your hands behind your head. Cross your legs.
Body camera video shows deputies tracking down the man wanted for a string of random shootings along a busy freeway in Washington. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. Authorities say at least 5 people were injured in those shootings that began late last night and continued into this morning. The first 5 reports of gunfire were right along Interstate 5 from Pierce County up into the Seattle area. Investigators revealed this afternoon a 6th shooting also happened in Pierce County, and a 7th shooting was reported after a woman realized her car had bullet holes in it once she arrived in Portland. Investigators have not identified the man they suspect is responsible for those attacks. Authorities did use a vehicle description to track him down in the town of Fircrest, which is west of Tacoma. Authorities do say the shootings appear to be random.
No reason to suggest these were anything but innocent people driving down the road trying to get from point A to point B, and for whatever reason became the victims of this unwarranted, unprovoked attack.
2 of the victims were shot in the neck, according to authorities. 3 others were injured in their legs, and 1 victim was hospitalized in critical condition. We don't have the conditions of the other victims tonight. Washington State Patrol troopers say this investigation is ongoing.
The roadways are not a platform for people's grievances. They're not a platform for people's arguments. They're not a platform for violent expression. They're simply designed to get you and your loved ones from here to there safely.
We have detectives who are going to work around the clock to bring this individual, hold him accountable for his criminal conduct. And that work's not going to stop just because he's in jail.
Investigators are asking any other potential victims to come forward in this case. A warm up across the West this week is challenging firefighters in several states. In Oregon, the Copperfield fire has destroyed at least 7 homes and 10 other buildings. This is burning east of Medford near the Fremont-Winema National Forest. People in the communities between Chiloquin and Sprague River are being advised to evacuate. This fire has now grown to more than 3,600 acres since it started on Sunday, and there is no containment tonight, but crews say they are getting a break with calmer winds in this area. In Northern California, a wind-fueled wildfire in the Tahoe National Forest has now grown to 2,000 acres. The Bear Fire started yesterday afternoon near the community of Sierra Brooks, about 20 miles north of Truckee. Authorities say nearly 300 homes and other buildings are being threatened, and there are evacuation orders for the roughly 500 people living in that area. All right, we talked about the heat, and central Arizona is expecting excessive heat this week. Here's a live look tonight at Phoenix, which just set a new heat record. It has seen 100 straight days of temperatures that are at or above 100 degrees. Really remarkable. For more, let's bring in KTVU meteorologist Mark Tamayo, who's tracking this heat wave to let us know how long it's going to last. Mark?
Hi there, Alex. Yeah, it could intensify a bit in the short term. As you mentioned, of course, I can't fit 100 days on this map here, but you can see wrapping up August and into this month. Temperatures for the Phoenix area up there around 107, 108, 110 degrees, and today 108 degrees. Take a look at some more highs across the West. It was hot out towards Sacramento, 100 degrees. Redding up in Northern California, 101. And as you can see here, we have some areas under excessive heat warnings and also heat advisories. The heat advisories in yellow showing up on this map with the weather alerts. So the satellite and the radar in terms of the shower activity mainly showing up, as you can see, approaching the Rockies with this system here. But up and down the west coast here for Portland, down toward the Bay Area, down toward Los Angeles, we have lots of clear skies. And here's a closer look at some of the shower activity right now, moving into parts of Utah and in Colorado. This was the scene today in Seattle. Some cloud cover out there. Temperatures mainly in the lower 70s this afternoon, so 72 degrees for a high. And then in San Francisco, a warm day in the Bay Area. Temperatures in the 90s to right around 100 degrees. San Francisco, they have heat advisories with 85. And then in the Phoenix area, there's that 108 showing up, of course, with lots of sunshine this afternoon. As we take a look right now at some of the current readings, it is 99 degrees in Las Vegas, San Francisco. Francisco has cooled down to 74, and up in the Pacific Northwest, temperatures in the 60s and the 70s. Here's the plan for tomorrow. Sunshine for Seattle, temperatures in the 70s, 90s for Southern California. And once again, we talked about the Phoenix heat. In terms of the shower activity, looks like a fairly good chance as you do work your way closer to Denver for tomorrow. So some areas here for Olympia, Washington, 84 degrees. San Jose in the Bay Area, upper 90s. Down in Southern California, it's heating up for Palmdale and Santa Clarita. And then in Arizona, 104 in Tucson, 109 degrees in Scottsdale, the forecast high for tomorrow. So checking out the forecast in terms of the shower potential, once again, it's dry for California, not too much activity for Arizona, but once again, those showers and possibly some thunderstorms could be popping up in the Denver area by tomorrow afternoon. That's why they have the thunderstorm forecast for tomorrow. As you can see up in Seattle, temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, a little bit of a warming trend there. In fact, a bit of a warming trend for Thursday and Friday. The warm to hot pattern continues for San Francisco, and the heat, look at that, builds in for Los Angeles. 90s could be approaching 100 degrees by Friday, and there we go. As we talked about in the beginning of this weathercast, it remains hot in Phoenix. That's the constant, and temperatures could be warming back up, approaching 114 degrees by Thursday.
Yeah, a lot of people dealing with some serious heat. Mark, thank you. We turn now to the latest on that worsening landslide in Southern California we've been telling you about. And Governor Gavin Newsom has now declared a state of emergency for the city of Rancho Palos Verdes, south of Los Angeles. The ground in this area is sliding as much as 12 inches per week. And the local utility says it's just too dangerous to keep power running to this area because of concerns about utility equipment sparking a fire. Dozens of homes could be without electricity for weeks, and for other homeowners, the power shutoff is indefinite. Some families near this landslide say they just don't know how they'll recover.
I don't know that there's an insurance claim to be had there. So, I mean, for the structure of the house, there might be a claim as far as, helping her find a place to stay temporarily. But, my dad worked his whole life to buy here.
And now?
I don't know.
This is really rough.
Yeah, sorry.
As you can see, difficult for so many families. The new state of emergency by the governor directs all state agencies to support emergency services in this area. Infrastructure projects are underway right now to try to stabilize that slide. We have an update tonight on the shooting of San Francisco 49ers rookie wide receiver Ricky Piol. District Attorney Brooke Jenkins spoke late today and said the 17-year-old in custody in this case is being charged as a minor.
We have filed attempted murder, including allegations of personal discharge of a firearm and personal and intentional discharge of that firearm. We have also charged assault with a semi-automatic firearm, as well as an attempted second-degree robbery charge.
The district attorney said her office could potentially take steps in the future to charge the 17-year-old suspect as an adult in this case. Piol is recovering from those injuries. We also have an update tonight on Saturday's deadly plane crash east of Portland. Investigators with the National Transportation Safety Board say it could be up to 18 months to fully finish their assessment of what happened. Fox 12's Julia Lopez has a breakdown tonight of what federal authorities are revealing about that plane crash right into a townhome complex.
The NTSB tells us this is going to be a long process as their team attempts to discover what exactly went wrong on that small plane just moments after it took off. Investigators are also turning to the community for help.
We have work to do, and we're going to do it diligently.
The National Transportation Safety Board is still investigating in Fairview, 3 days after a Cessna 421C airplane crashed through power lines and into a row of townhomes.
November 421 Gulf Papa departed runway 25, Troutdale Airport, on a maintenance test flight. During that maintenance test flight, the pilot reported issues with controllability. What those issues are, we are going to find out.
Having some handling problems. This is a test flight. I I can't get this thing.
The NTSB defines a maintenance test flight as one to ensure systems are working properly. In this instance, the plane went down 2 miles from where it departed the Troutdale Airport.
Shortly after reporting the issues, a helicopter pilot in the Robinson R-22 indicated that the aircraft, November 421 Gulf Pawpaw, impacted a residential area.
Tell that aircraft went down about 2 miles southwest of the field.
The crash killed 3 people, the pilot, the plane's sole passenger, and a woman living in one of the townhomes. Before it hit the ground, the plane tore through power lines, as seen in this surveillance footage. Hicks says the NTSB is still collecting evidence on the ground while the scene is fresh, but they'll also study video like this.
First I thought a wing was on fire. It was quite an explosion. It shook all these trailers. Literally shook them.
Larry Olson felt the plane crash in the homes just above his RV. When he saw this video captured by his cameras, he knew he had to send it to the NTSB. Hicks says answers may take up to 18 months and thanked the community for its support.
They've shown us an unyielding, unwavering faith that we all could learn from. Thank you for your time. We're getting back to work.
Investigators will also look at flight track data, the pilot's history, and the plane's maintenance records. Anyone with video of the crash is asked to send it to the NTSB. We have that email on kptv.com. Reporting in Troutdale, Julia Lopez, Fox 12 Oregon.
Coming up tonight here on West Coast Wrap, a daring rescue caught on camera. A Good Samaritan shares how his own history prompted him to take action to help save a stranger's life. Also, visitors return to a California state park where a mountain lion attacked someone. We'll tell you how they're doing how they're all feeling after learning about a 5-year-old's dangerous encounter. An 8-year-old Utah boy has died after accidentally shooting himself. It happened last night in Lehigh, about 20 miles north of Provo. Police say his mother left him alone in a car while she went inside a convenience store. Officers believe the boy grabbed a gun that was under a seat in the car. The mother is not facing charges at this point. Utah does not have any laws to penalize someone for failing to secure an unattended firearm or leaving it accessible to an unsupervised minor. A 5-year-old boy is expected to survive after being attacked by a mountain lion in Southern California. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez spoke to people in Malibu Creek State Park where that attack happened.
You worry when you hear what happened Sunday? Visitors at Malibu Creek State Park are surprised to hear a mountain lion attacked a child here this weekend. Did you guys ever think of the possibility of a mountain lion?
I didn't even think snakes and stuff, but no, I didn't think about mountain lions.
Witnesses say the family was around one of the picnic areas when the father heard his boy scream. He runs to find this cougar with its head around the boy's head and wrestles the animal away from the child. The cougar then runs up one of these trees where it stayed until Fish and Wildlife actually arrived, and then they killed him. The boy does have injuries. They're significant but not life-threatening.
Since 1986 in California, there's been 26 people who've been injured by cougars, 4 of which were fatal. And, those are real people. These are not just numbers. But these statistics do demonstrate that human-cougar interactions like this are highly unusual.
The Cougar Conservancy keeping an eye on this. Mountain lion sightings have become more common as cheaper security cameras have become available. But dangerous encounters do tend to happen more often in wildlife areas. This family did not bring their children today, but say they will in the future. It's not going to stop you from coming here and doing this, your picnics and stuff?
No, never.
Oh, look at the deer over there. Look at the deer.
Yeah.
And that was Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez reporting tonight. Wildlife experts with California's Department of Fish and Wildlife say mountain lions rarely attack people. About 20 attacks have been confirmed in the state in more than a century of record keeping, and 3 of them have been fatal. We have an update tonight on the double murder of an elderly couple in a Southern California nudist community. Michael Sparks has now been charged with 2 counts of murder with special circumstances, which does carry the possibility of the death penalty. He's accused of killing his neighbors, Stephanie and Daniel Menard, who went missing just over a week ago. A tip led police to his home at the Olive Dell Ranch Nudist Resort in Redlands in San Bernardino County. And after a standoff that involved tearing the house apart, Police arrested Sparks and recovered 2 bodies. Neighbors say they're heartbroken and want justice.
We're not happy. We're sad. We're horrified. And we want to see justice done.
Police have not released what they believe the motive was for the killings, but neighbors say the couple and Sparks had bad blood over a tree that was planted close to their property lines. Dramatic cell phone video from Western Washington shows several bystanders rescuing a man who was trapped inside a burning car. Fox 13's Jennifer Dowling spoke with one of those Good Samaritans who shared his personal motivation for jumping in to help.
The man I talked to said he was driving a friend home when he saw the flames and pulled over. He tried to smash the windows to get the man out when he was finally able to pull him from the burning car. He says, ironically, as a young boy, he was saved from a fire himself.
Is there people inside? Oh my God.
Mohammed Malkawi was the first to pull over after seeing this burning Subaru with the driver trapped inside.
Hey! Hello! Your car is burning! I really freaked out because, I saw someone struggling inside and the car is on fire.
Another man caught on video started punching the car window, but it wouldn't break.
He was inside crying and he couldn't do anything. Then I was freaking out because the car is burning completely.
Mohammed yelled to his friend to grab something to smash the glass.
Right now I'm saying in Arabic hajar, which is find me a piece of rock.
As the flames spread, that friend ripped a fence post from the ground.
I don't want to see this gentleman burning in front of my eyes.
Mohammed took the post and tried to smash a hole in the windshield.
We tried to crack the side door window, it didn't break. We tried to break the windshield and barely broke. Finally, the driver door gave up and opened and sent a ball of fire.
As they pulled him out, the flames followed.
As soon as I opened the door, it's almost exploded.
Rescuers made sure no one else was inside.
Anyone else? Get away from the car. Anyone else?
Mohammed said his father saved his own life when he was young.
I have been inspired by my dad who saved my life.
He says when he was just 6, he poured paint thinner on a fire which exploded. His dad ran over to him and patted him down with sand to save his life.
I have the empathy to help out because I have been through that.
After years of surgeries and treatment, his own hands are still scarred.
I believe it's God's will that he is still alive. I know how painful and hard it is. I saved his life. I saved his life.
Rather than feeling like a hero, he says God put him in the right place at the right time.
I'm very thankful and happy that I saved someone's lives.
The Washington State Patrol says the man did hit another car, but the people in that vehicle were not seriously injured. The man who was rescued was taken to the hospital where he was treated for burn injuries. The Washington State Patrol is still investigating the cause of the crash. Reporting from Fife, Jennifer Dowling, Fox 13 News.
Coming up tonight here on West Coast Wrap, a 4th grader from Arizona steals the show during a college football game. How fans in the stadium and watching at home found out about his remarkable yo-yo skills. Also coming up tonight, an older veteran with a prosthetic leg doing something he never imagined possible. The unique program that got him in the ocean and up on a surfboard. Scientists in California are working on a solution to keep the world's cocoa production going despite climate change. Researchers at California Cultured in Sacramento are trying to create lab-grown chocolate and coffee by placing cocoa bean cells in sugar water. That helps the cells grow in a matter of days. Cocoa trees normally grow in abundance in West Africa and South America, but rising temperatures are drying out the land. And the company is hoping this process will allow people to harvest cocoa beans anywhere in the world. California Cultured wants to sell its own lab-grown chocolate products starting next year. We have some signs tonight. Las Vegas is preparing for another round of Formula One racing. Many people have noticed work happening along the Strip to begin transforming the streets around the major casinos into a racetrack once again. Repaving work is needed in this area and special lighting is going up. There are also barriers being installed. Event organizers say they're working closely with resorts and city officials to ensure that people who work near the track have an easier time getting around compared to last year.
Together with the support of the LVCVA, we are standing up an employee mobility program, a very convenient park and ride option so that all the hospitality workers, if they have to get in or out of their shift and it's during what is hot track during the event itself, that we have a convenient way to get them to their shift, to get to work.
Earlier this year, Ellis Island Casino sued the Las Vegas Grand Prix and Clark County over millions of dollars in alleged losses caused by last year's race. Several other businesses have also threatened to sue. This year's race is coming up in November. A fourth grader from Gilbert, Arizona, wound up stealing the spotlight at an Arizona State football game on Saturday. Fox 10's Steve Nielsen shows us how the Yoyo Kid became an instant star.
As the game entered the fourth quarter Saturday night, cheers for ASU, ASU slowly turned into Yoyo Kid, Yoyo Kid, a complete dream for a Valley kid. He dazzles. Trick after trick, he can't stop.
I just play around and look on YouTube. He breathes yo-yos.
This is Christian Harper, a Gilbert kid who simply loves to yo-yo.
We go to clubs a lot and I get private lessons sometimes with my friends.
And now everyone knows it. At ASU's game against Wyoming,
we beat them by like 42 points.
An FS1 camera panned to the kid in the crowd with the toy on his finger, and a star was born on the Jumbotron.
Yo-yo Kid.
What'd you think of that?
Funny.
Look at this guy putting on a show.
It aired over the broadcast nationally. Sparky ran over impressed.
Told my dad, and then my dad told me that we were on the channel.
Christian Harper has trained for this moment. He's the Arizona State champion. That's right, for his age group, he's the best yo-yoer in Arizona. And he just finally found a big enough stage to win over a crowd. His parents beaming with pride.
And to gather a nickname with that too, the Yo-Yo Kid. And he's embracing it. And it's the cutest thing ever.
Life is a lot like Christian's yo-yo. There's a lot of ups and downs and twists and turns, even loop-de-loos. But right now, Christian is riding the up. The Devils play Mississippi State Saturday night. What do you bet there's going to be a few more kids that are going to try to show off their skills for the camera, try to get the same national attention? Steve Nielsen, Fox 10 News.
All right, yeah, the Yo-Yo Kid has some serious skills. Quite the moment there. Finally tonight, an 89-year-old veteran with a prosthetic leg defied the odds by catching some waves in the California sun. Lester London served as an Army engineer in Germany between 1954 and 1956. But in 1957, he lost his leg in a machinery accident, and he has used a prosthetic ever since. When he saw the fun other vets had at the VA National Veterans Summer Sports Clinic in San Diego, he decided to join in. He says he never thought surfing was possible for him until now.
I never thought I'd ever get to surf. You know, my notion of surfing is watching it on TV, and you see them waves rolling over, and you think, oh, yeah, no, I'll never do that.
But he's doing it. About 130 veterans participate in the clinic every year. London says he recommends it to any veteran fighting an injury or disability. Looks great there on the board. That does it for West Coast Wrap tonight. We appreciate you watching. A quick reminder before we go, you can stay up to date on all the big stories we're following across the West Coast at westcoastwrap.com. Have a great night.